feel like you have a really good judgment of character, and I feel like you really have this sense of, you try to understand who they are fundamentally, and maybe that's, and I'm not like trying to say this is, but from and thank you for sharing that. It's like where you didn't have that role of that sort of figure in your life, and you were sort of saying like you were looking at other, role models in your life and taking it from, different spaces, whether it be online or in your actual life. It's, what it is. You have to know yourself in order to understand what kind of role model you see.
What would you seek for?
And I feel like that comes from a real place of strength and understanding who you are fundamentally, you, Conrad, and then going, well, what inspires me? What do I want to take from those that are achieving more than I am, and what attributes do they have? And it makes sense, because from what I know of you, it's someone that really doesn't look at things at face value. It's like, well, who are you as a person?
Yeah.
What values do you have? Are they similar to mine? Because I've worked really hard on them. And I think that's a really nice trait to have.
Everyone is fucked up in some way, and we shouldn't just come and judge of, like, if I'm against men wearing rings, I wouldn't say, oh, why are you wearing rings, innit? Like, no, just show me. I don't really care what you're wearing. Just show me who you are as a person, and that's the only thing that matters. If you honest with yourself, that's the most important thing. I'm with you. Like, I want to be with you because that's just people that I want to attract.
And like, that's what cultivates a solid circle.
Exactly.
I've always been someone that's been like, I'd rather have less people around me, but I know that are super tight and super solid, and I trust and they trust me, instead of having a wide extension of people that I don't really know or have. I think that's also really important, is your level of influence. Like, who's influencing your circle? Are they strong? Do they have the same values as you are? Do they pay into you as you pay into them? It's this,
I was speaking with Charlie yesterday in jiu-jitsu as well, and mate, like, it's when it hit me, when I think it was Thursday, so Monday, when we went to jiu-jitsu, and Brian, yourself, Bart, Charlie and myself, we left jiu-jitsu 5 hours, we were walking, and then Charlie went to Wandsworth Road, and we went to Clapham Common, and we said, oh, see you later. Then we hugged each other, and then he said, let me know when you get home safe. Like, all of this warmth and just a brotherhood. And when I saw you and Charlie saying goodbye to each other, I can actually feel the emotional intimacy between you two. Obviously, you're twins and you're brothers, and but there's one level how we saying goodbye to each other, and then you and Charlie is just a completely different level. And I just love that, man. And I feel men who don't have these relationships is so sad, because as I was preparing for this podcast, I thought about it a lot, and I feel like you can have all the money in the world, you can have all the houses, all the girls, and all the fame, everything you want, but if you don't have these meaningful relationships with your friends, it's just so sad, man. I mean, so sad.
Like, the moment I walked into that jiu-jitsu gym, and it was this part of, you're rolling, you're exercising, you're doing. I walked in on the Monday not feeling so great, but I walked in there being like, I feel amazing.
Every time, and every time.
Totally different, not just from an exercise level. And it was also a part when you're drilling, and then you stop drilling for a bit, and then you start socializing.
Yeah.
And you start talking, and then you realize actually you start building this rapport. And it's just funny how the mindsets are quite similar. And it's funny you picked up on that, because I also picked up, I was like, this is so nice that we can all have that kind of
intimacy,
level of intimacy that comes from a place of like love. And we all really enjoy the same thing and love the same thing, but we also care for each other in a way where it's like, get home. I always have the chat with Charlie of, if I was to ever have kids, or if he was to ever have kids, what would that upbringing look like, and how would I want to upbring, especially sons, and how would I want them to grow into the footsteps of being a man.